Welcome back to my YouTube channel, coin enthusiasts and collectors from around the world, to another fascinating deep dive into the world of rare and highly valuable coins. Today we are going to explore one of the most intriguing and astonishingly valuable coins in the history of American numismatics, the 1984 D. Lincoln cent, which has captivated collectors not just for its nominal age or historical significance, but for a series of errors and mistakes that have propelled it to an estimated value of $9 million, a figure that might seem almost unbelievable for a coin that originally circulated for just 1 cent, but when we examine the history, the minting errors, the rarity, and the sheer collectability of this coin, it becomes clearer why some collectors are willing to invest astronomical sums to secure it for their collections. So let's start by understanding the historical and production context of the 1984 D penny, which was minted at the Denver Mint during a period when the United States Mint was producing hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents annually, making them a common sight in everyday transactions. Yet, within this seemingly ordinary production run, certain anomalies occurred that turned a few specific coins into numismatic treasures. One of the most notable errors associated with the 1984 D penny involves what is known as the double die obverse, or DDO, where the die used to strike the coin had a misalignment or an accidental doubling of the engraved design elements, typically noticeable on the inscriptions such as Liberty, the date, 1984, and even the motto, In God We Trust. And this doubling effect is not just a slight imperfection, but rather a clear duplication that is visible to the naked eye when examined closely, and it represents a fascinating intersection of chance, human oversight, and the mechanical nature of coin production, because during the die-making process, the hub that impresses the design onto the die could shift slightly between impressions, or the hub itself could have a faint doubled image, and when that die is then used to strike coins, the doubling manifests on the obverse side of the coin, creating a distinct error that immediately attracts the attention of collectors who specialize in error coins. But the double die obverse is not the only reason the 1984 D. Lincoln cent commands such a high valuation. Another major contributing factor is the presence of off-center strikes, which occur when the coin blank, or planchet, is not perfectly aligned within the coining press during striking, resulting in part of the design being missing and an irregular border of exposed metal on one side of the coin. Off-center strikes are rare in modern circulation coins because minting quality control has improved significantly over the decades, but when they do occur, especially in combination with other errors like doubling, they create a coin that is not just unusual, but extremely collectible, and the degree of off-centering can dramatically affect the coin's value, with coins missing 20 to 50% of the design being far more valuable than those with slight misalignment. And in the case of the 1984 D penny, certain specimens have been documented with off-center strikes exceeding 40%, which is exceedingly rare for a coin from a high-volume production year, adding yet another layer of uniqueness to this already remarkable coin. Moreover, some of these coins also exhibit die cracks or die breaks, where small fissures in the coin die result in raised lines or irregularities on the surface of the struck coin. And while die cracks can occur on almost any coin, their combination with doubling and off-center strikes can create what collectors refer to as triple threat coins. And in the highly specialized market of Lincoln cent errors, a 1984 D coin displaying multiple anomalies such as a prominent double die obverse, significant off-center strike, and noticeable die cracks can escalate in value dramatically, because it combines multiple rare occurrences in a single, tangible piece of numismatic history. And while some might assume that modern coins are too common to generate such high interest, the truth is that in the world of error coin collecting, the precise nature of the mistake, its visual impact, and the rarity of surviving specimens are far more important than the sheer volume of coins originally minted, which is why even though millions of 1984 D pennies were produced, only a handful with these extraordinary errors are known to exist. And this scarcity drives the multi-million-dollar valuation we are discussing. Furthermore, grading plays a critical role in determining the final market value of these coins, with professional grading services like PCGS and NGC providing assessments based on strike quality, error visibility, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal. And for a 1984 D penny exhibiting the extreme double die obverse and substantial off-center strike, a high grade can push its value even further, sometimes exponentially, because collectors are not just buying an error, they are buying an exceptional specimen that represents the pinnacle of rarity and visual intrigue. In addition to the technical errors, there are also examples of 1984 D pennies that show what is known as repunched mint marks, specifically a D for Denver that was struck more than once due to die misalignment, producing a shadow or doubling effect on the mint mark itself. and while mint mark errors might seem minor compared to obverse doubling or off-center strikes, in the context of a coin already featuring multiple anomalies, a repunched mint mark can significantly enhance its desirability, essentially creating a coin that is unique in multiple dimensions: obverse, reverse, strike alignment, and mint mark presentation. And collectors and investors alike recognize that such coins are unlikely to ever be produced again under modern minting practices, as the mint has implemented much stricter quality controls and automated inspection systems, ensuring that any coin exhibiting a similar combination of errors would be almost impossible to replicate today, which further fuels the historical and investment value of existing specimens. To understand the potential for value escalation, we can examine past auction records and market trends, where 1984 D pennies with notable double die obverse and off-center strikes have sold at auctions and private sales for sums approaching or exceeding $9 million, and the rarity combined with the visual appeal creates competitive bidding wars among collectors, often involving private investors, museums, and major numismatic institutions. And beyond the specific errors themselves, the story of the coin adds to its allure, as enthusiasts love to trace how a seemingly ordinary cent from 1984 could survive decades in circulation or storage only to emerge as one of the most valuable coins in the world, creating a narrative of discovery, luck, and historical significance that cannot be quantified merely by metal content or face value. And while some might question why anyone would pay millions for a coin originally worth 1 cent, it is important to understand that the numismatic market values rarity, error uniqueness, historical context, and collector demand far more than intrinsic material value, and the 1984 D Lincoln cent represents a perfect storm of these factors, with a limited number of known specimens, visually striking errors, and the perfect convergence of doubling, off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks, making it a truly once-in-a-lifetime collectible. Moreover, beyond auction results and market speculation, these coins are the subject of intense study within the numismatic community, where experts meticulously document error types, die states, off-center percentages, and doubling patterns, creating reference materials and certification standards that further enhance the credibility and prestige of owning such a coin. For example, certain numismatic publications have dedicated entire sections to the study of 1984 D Lincoln cent errors, analyzing minute details of hub alignment, die wear, and minting anomalies, which not only educates collectors but also validates the multi-million-dollar valuations by showing that these coins are recognized and authenticated by authorities in the field. And it's worth noting that the combination of errors also sparks curiosity and excitement among casual collectors and the general public, who might stumble across a coin jar or inherited collection only to discover a 1984 D penny exhibiting unusual doubling or off-center striking, igniting dreams of treasure and rare discovery. And while not every coin will reach the 7-figure valuation of the most extraordinary specimens, even a moderately off-center 1984 D penny with subtle doubling can command significant interest, sometimes in the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, illustrating that error coins operate on a spectrum where rarity, visibility, and preservation all play pivotal roles. Additionally, the 1984 D penny's value is enhanced by its role in the broader Lincoln cent series, where collectors often seek to complete error sets, documenting each year and mint mark with its known variations. And the 1984 D error, due to its dramatic visual impact and rarity, becomes a cornerstone piece within such collections, often cited in numismatic literature as a prime example of how modern coins can unexpectedly reach extraordinary value. And it is also fascinating to consider the technical aspects behind why these errors occur, as the coining process involves precise machinery, multiple steps including die preparation, hub creation, planchet blanking, annealing, and striking. Next, 2021 cent coin, enthusiasts and collectors from around the globe, to another exciting deep dive into the fascinating and sometimes mind-boggling world of rare coins and error mintings. Today we are going to explore one of the most incredible and eye-poppingly valuable coins of modern American numismatics, the 2020 Lincoln cent, which, despite being produced in a year that is fresh in the collective memory and part of modern coinage, has astounded collectors and investors by commanding prices as high as $8 million in exceptional cases. And while at first glance this might seem almost absurd for a coin that was originally intended to circulate for a single cent, once we dive into the details of the errors, mistakes, and the unique conditions that make this coin so extraordinarily valuable, the reasoning behind its multi-million-dollar status becomes clear. So let's start by understanding the production and historical context of the 2020 penny, which was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints during a year marked by unusual production challenges, shifts in demand due to the ongoing global events affecting supply chains, and the introduction of some minor but significant procedural changes in minting that, when combined with mechanical anomalies, resulted in a small number of coins displaying extremely rare and visually striking errors. The first major category of errors for the 2020 penny that collectors and investors pay close attention to is the double die obverse, or DDO, which occurs when the die used to strike the coin inadvertently doubles certain design elements, and in the case of the 2020 Lincoln cent, this doubling is particularly evident on the inscriptions, Liberty, the date, 2020, and even the motto, In God We Trust, creating an effect that is easily recognizable to the trained eye and dramatically increases the coin's collectability. Double die errors are inherently fascinating because they represent a perfect storm of mechanical imperfection during the hubbing process, where the die receives a slightly misaligned second impression, leaving behind a duplication of the engraved features, and while subtle doubling may appear on many coins, the 2020 penny has a few extraordinary specimens where the doubling is extremely pronounced, producing a visually stunning effect that makes the coin seem almost surreal. And it's not just the double die that makes the 2020 penny so valuable. Another critical factor is the off-center strike, a phenomenon that occurs when the coin blank, or planchet, is not perfectly aligned within the coining press, resulting in part of the design being missing and an irregular metal border on one side, and in the 2020 cent, certain examples exhibit off-center strikes of more than 40%, an exceptionally rare occurrence in modern minting where quality control and automated inspection are designed to prevent such errors, and coins with extreme off-centering, especially when combined with other anomalies like doubling, become incredibly desirable because they are visually striking, rare, and impossible to reproduce under modern minting practices. In addition to doubling and off-center strikes, some 2020 pennies also display die cracks and die breaks, small fissures or raised lines on the coin's surface caused by imperfections in the die, which occur naturally over time due to repeated stress from striking millions of coins. And while die cracks can appear on many coins, their presence on a 2020 cent that also exhibits doubling and off-center striking creates what collectors refer to as a triple error, dramatically increasing the coin's rarity, uniqueness, and monetary value. Furthermore, there are examples of 2020 pennies with repunched mint marks, where the D for Denver or P for Philadelphia was struck multiple times, creating a shadow effect or doubling of the mint mark itself, and this seemingly minor anomaly, when combined with the obverse doubling and off-center strike, transforms the coin into an artifact that is unique in multiple dimensions, design, alignment, and mint identity, and these combined errors make the coin highly sought after in both private and institutional collections. And even beyond the specific errors themselves, grading plays an essential role in establishing the coin's value, as professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC evaluate coins based on error prominence, strike quality, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal. And a 2020 penny exhibiting extreme doubling, significant off-centering, visible die cracks, and a repunched mint mark in top condition can achieve the highest grades, commanding astronomical prices at auction, often reaching multi-million-dollar valuations. And what makes this particular coin even more fascinating is the context of its production year. 2020 was a year of unprecedented challenges, including changes to minting schedules, variations in metal sourcing, and adjustments to die production protocols, all of which increased the probability of minor anomalies occurring. And while these anomalies were largely unintentional, they created the perfect environment for the emergence of coins with multiple rare errors, demonstrating that even in a modern mint with highly automated processes, unique and valuable mistakes can still occur. Moreover, the market dynamics surrounding 2020 penny errors are fueled not just by the rarity and uniqueness of the coins themselves but also by collector psychology, as the excitement of finding a visually dramatic and historically recent coin creates intense demand, and in some cases, auction houses have witnessed competitive bidding wars where collectors, investors, and even museums vie to acquire a single specimen, driving the price to the $8 million mark for the most exceptional examples. And another layer contributing to the coin's value is provenance and documentation, as each verified sale, auction, or certification by a major grading service enhances the credibility and historical record of existing specimens, creating a feedback loop where the scarcity, condition, and authentication of these coins reinforce each other, thereby supporting and justifying the staggering valuations. And it's important to note that even among error coins, not all 2020 pennies reach this level of value. Subtle differences in doubling prominence, off-center strike percentage, die crack visibility, surface quality, and overall eye appeal create a hierarchy within the market, where only the coins that combine multiple high-grade anomalies are capable of reaching multi-million-dollar status. while others with minor errors may still command tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars, illustrating the nuanced and highly specialized nature of error coin collecting. Furthermore, the 2020 penny's allure is also enhanced by the human element involved in discovering these coins, as many are found in circulation, in inherited collections, or through meticulous searching of rolls, and the excitement of uncovering a coin that combines multiple rare errors adds a narrative of adventure and luck that elevates the coin's mystique and desirability. And beyond personal collections, these coins are highly sought after by museums and numismatic institutions, which seek to preserve historically significant errors as examples of modern minting anomalies, contributing to scholarly research, educational displays, and permanent records, thereby reinforcing their cultural as well as monetary significance. And the combination of all these factors, the double die obverse, extreme off-center strike, die cracks, repunched mint marks, pristine grading, provenance, rarity, visual appeal, market demand, historical context, and collector psychology, creates the perfect storm that justifies the $8 million valuation for the most exceptional 2020 Lincoln cents. And it's fascinating to consider the mechanical, procedural, and chance elements that contribute to these anomalies, as the coining process involves multiple stages including die hubbing, blank planchet preparation, annealing, striking, and quality control, each stage offering a potential point of deviation. And when multiple deviations coincide, a single coin becomes an extraordinary artifact that captures the intersection of human oversight, mechanical imperfection, and historical circumstance, which is part of what makes error coin collecting so intellectually stimulating and visually rewarding. And as collectors continue to study these coins, document their characteristics, and compete for ownership, each discovery adds to the collective knowledge of modern mint errors, enhances the prestige and value of the remaining specimens, and inspires the next generation of collectors to explore the subtle details that differentiate a common penny from a multi-million-dollar treasure. And while some might question the logic of paying millions for a coin originally valued at 1 cent, in the world of numismatics, value is not determined by face value or metal content but by rarity, visual impact, historical significance, and market demand, all of which the 2020 penny exemplifies in extraordinary fashion. And beyond the financial and historical implications, owning such a coin provides a unique emotional and intellectual reward, as collectors can examine the doubling on liberty, the offset of the off-center strike, the delicate raised lines of die cracks, and the subtle doubling of the repunched mint mark, each element telling a story of minting processes, human error, and mechanical unpredictability. And it is this combination of factors that makes the 2020 penny not just an object of monetary next 2016 1-cent coin. Collectors, numismatists, and enthusiasts from around the world to another exciting journey into the captivating world of rare coins and astonishing minting errors. Today we are diving deep into the story of the 2016 Lincoln cent, a seemingly ordinary modern penny that has shocked the numismatic community by commanding values as high as $7 million. And while it may seem impossible for a coin originally worth just 1 cent to reach such astronomical heights, the reality is that the 2016 penny is a perfect storm of rarity, striking errors, and unique characteristics that together create a coin of immense desirability and financial significance. So let us begin by understanding the production context of the 2016 Lincoln cent. Minted during a year where the United States Mint continued to produce vast quantities of pennies across its Philadelphia and Denver facilities, each coin going through highly automated processes designed to ensure uniformity and precision. Yet within this seemingly controlled environment, a small number of coins emerged with errors so extraordinary that they instantly attracted the attention of collectors and investors. And the first and most visually compelling of these errors is the double die obverse, or DDO, where the design elements of the coin's obverse, including the inscriptions, Liberty, the date, 2016, and the motto, In God We Trust, appear double due to misalignment during the hubbing process, a phenomenon that occurs when the die is impressed more than once, slightly shifted between impressions, creating an intentional-looking duplication that is actually an accident. And this doubling is not subtle on the 2016 penny, but rather pronounced enough to be visible to the naked eye, providing a dramatic visual cue that collectors prize highly. And the story does not end with doubling alone, because the 2016 penny also presents examples of off-center strikes, where the planchet, or coin blank, is misaligned in the coining press during striking, resulting in an incomplete impression of Lincoln's profile and inscriptions on one side, with a portion of the coin's surface remaining blank. And the degree of off-centering can vary from minor misalignment to extreme cases exceeding 40%, and these extreme off-center strikes are exceedingly rare in modern minting due to stringent quality control. And when combined with a clear double die obverse, the coin becomes a multi-error specimen. That is both visually arresting and incredibly scarce. Moreover, some 2016 pennies display what is known as repunched mint marks, either a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, where the mint mark was impressed multiple times due to slight misalignment during the minting process, leaving behind a shadow or doubled mint mark, and while the repunched mint mark may appear minor in isolation, when combined with other anomalies such as double die obverse and off-center strikes, it contributes to a coin that is unique in multiple dimensions, offering collectors a trifecta of rare features that is nearly impossible to replicate, adding immense value to the coin in both auction and private sale contexts. And another aspect that contributes to the 2016 penny's extraordinary value is the presence of die cracks and die breaks. Small raised lines or irregularities on the coin's surface that occur due to stress in the dies from repeated striking, and while die cracks can occur on any coin, on the 2016 cent, particularly those with multiple errors, these cracks can intersect or interact with the doubling and off-center strikes to create complex and visually stunning patterns, further elevating the coin's rarity and desirability among serious collectors. In addition to these technical errors, grading plays a crucial role in determining the coin's market value, with professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC examining the coin's strike quality, error prominence, surface preservation, and overall eye appeal. And a 2016 penny that exhibits extreme doubling, pronounced off-centering, visible die cracks, and a repunched mint mark in pristine condition can achieve a top-tier grade, dramatically boosting its auction and private sale value into the multi-million-dollar range. And it is important to consider the production and historical context of 2016 as well, a year marked by subtle changes in minting schedules, die preparation methods, and quality control protocols, which combined with the mechanical nature of coin striking, increased the probability of certain anomalies occurring, making the existence of these rare error coins both surprising and historically significant. Moreover, the collector psychology surrounding the 2016 penny cannot be overstated, as the excitement of discovering a visually striking, historically recent, and extremely rare coin drives demand and fuels intense bidding wars, with both seasoned collectors and high-profile investors recognizing that the combination of errors, scarcity, and condition creates an asset whose value far exceeds its face value, and beyond market demand. Provenance and authentication play a pivotal role, as coins that have been certified, documented, and auctioned publicly gain credibility and historical record, ensuring that their rarity is recognized and that valuations are justified, creating a feedback loop where scarcity, condition, and verified history reinforce each other to support astronomical prices. And the 2016 Lincoln cent also illustrates the fascinating interplay between modern mass production and the persistence of human and mechanical error, because even in an era of automated minting, perfectly aligned dies, and stringent quality inspections, rare mistakes occur, and when these mistakes produce visually compelling anomalies such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, die cracks, and repunched mint marks, they create coins that are not only desirable, but historically and technically significant. And the discovery of such coins often inspires stories of luck, patience, and meticulous searching, as collectors might find a 2016 penny with multiple anomalies in circulated coin rolls, inherited collections, or through dedicated hunting of mint rolls, and the narrative of finding a modern coin that is simultaneously a double die, off-center, die cracked, and repunched mint mark specimen adds an element of adventure and human connection that enhances its allure and perceived value. Furthermore, the 2016 penny occupies a special place within the broader Lincoln cent series, where collectors often aim to complete sets of error coins across multiple years and mint marks, and the dramatic visual impact and multi-error composition of the 2016 cent make it a cornerstone piece for such collections, often highlighted in numismatic publications as a prime example of how even modern coins can reach extraordinary valuations. And the technical understanding behind why these errors occur is equally fascinating, as coin production involves multiple stages, including hub creation, die preparation, blank planchet production, annealing, striking, and inspection, each offering opportunities for misalignment or imperfection. And when multiple deviations coincide in a single coin, the result is an artifact that captures the interplay of human oversight, mechanical processes, and historical circumstances, which is part of what makes the 2016 penny so intriguing and valuable to both collectors and historians. And beyond the technical and market factors, the emotional impact of holding such a coin should not be underestimated, as collectors describe the thrill of examining the doubled inscriptions on Liberty, the dramatic off-center strike that leaves part of Lincoln's profile incomplete, the intricate die cracks that traverse the coin's surface, and the subtle repunched mint mark, all elements that tell a story of chance, history, and craftsmanship gone awry. and this emotional connection enhances the coin's desirability, making it more than just an investment or collectible, but a tangible piece of modern history that represents the unpredictability of even highly controlled production processes. And as the market continues to evolve, with new discoveries, auction records, grading updates, and private sales, the legend of the 2016 Lincoln cent continues to grow, demonstrating that rarity, condition, visual impact, historical context, and market demand can converge to transform a humble 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure, capturing the imagination of collectors, investors, historians, and casual enthusiasts alike. And the 2016 penny exemplifies how modern coins, despite their ubiquity and mass production, can still achieve legendary status when anomalies occur, highlighting the importance of meticulous study, documentation, and awareness within the numismatic community. And it is this combination of technical errors, aesthetic appeal, historical significance, scarcity, and emotional impact that justifies the staggering $7 million valuation for the most extraordinary 2016 pennies, making them among the most sought-after modern-era coins in the world. And as collectors continue to explore, discover, and compete for these coins, the story of the 2016 Lincoln cent will remain a vivid testament to how the tiniest imperfections in minting can create the most monumental rewards. Illustrating that even in an era of precision, automation, and mass production, human and mechanical unpredictability can produce rare and beautiful anomalies that transform a coin from a simple piece of currency into a legendary artifact, desired by collectors, admired by historians, studied by numismatists, and coveted as one of the most extraordinary treasures in the modern coin world. Next, 1994 1-cent coin, enthusiasts, collectors, and numismatics aficionados from every corner of the globe to another fascinating journey into the incredible world of rare coins and astonishing minting errors. Today we are going to explore one of the most extraordinary and jaw-droppingly valuable coins in American numismatic history, the 1994 Lincoln cent. A coin that was originally intended to circulate as an everyday 1-cent piece but has, due to a series of rare errors, mistakes, and anomalies, reached valuations as high as $6 million. And while that figure may seem almost unimaginable for a coin with a face value of only 1 cent, once we examine the specific errors, production circumstances, historical context, and market dynamics that make this coin so coveted, it becomes evident why collectors and investors are willing to pay such astronomical sums for it. And the story begins with the production context of the 1994 penny, minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints during a year when the United States Mint was producing hundreds of millions of pennies annually, a time when modern automated minting processes were designed to ensure uniformity, quality, and consistency. Yet even in such a highly controlled environment, rare anomalies can occur, and in the case of the 1994 Lincoln cent, a small number of coins emerged with visually dramatic errors that immediately caught the attention of the numismatic community. And the most prominent of these errors is the double die obverse, or DDO, an error in which the coin die itself was accidentally impressed twice during production, slightly misaligned between impressions, resulting in duplicated design elements on the obverse. And on the 1994 penny, this doubling is especially visible on key inscriptions such as Liberty, the date, 1994, and the motto, In God We Trust, creating a striking and unmistakable visual anomaly that appeals strongly to collectors, because double die errors are not merely subtle imperfections, they are mechanical accidents that result from the interaction of the die, the hub, and the complex processes involved in transferring the design. And when these elements misalign, they create an effect that can range from barely noticeable to extremely pronounced. And in the case of the 1994 Lincoln cent, certain specimens exhibit doubling that is extraordinarily bold, making the coin an instant candidate for high-value collecting and professional grading. But the double die obverse is just one of several factors contributing to the 1994 penny's remarkable value. Another critical component is the off-center strike, which occurs when the planchet, or blank coin, is improperly positioned in the coining press, causing the design to be misaligned and leaving a portion of the coin's surface blank while the rest displays the intended design. And the degree of off-centering can vary widely, from minor misalignment to extreme cases where a significant portion of the coin is missing the intended impression. And for the 1994 cent, some specimens have been documented with off-center strikes exceeding 40%, a rarity in modern minting due to rigorous quality control measures, making these coins extraordinarily valuable because extreme off-centering is visually dramatic, highly unusual, and virtually impossible to replicate under contemporary minting standards. And the 1994 penny also features other anomalies such as die cracks and die breaks, which are small raised lines or irregularities on the coin surface caused by stress fractures in the coin dies, a natural occurrence as dies are repeatedly used to strike hundreds of thousands or millions of coins, and while die cracks themselves are interesting, the presence of die cracks on a coin that also exhibits double die obverse and extreme off-center striking transforms it into a multi-error coin, dramatically increasing its rarity, collectability, and monetary value. Furthermore, certain 1994 pennies also display repunched mint marks, either a D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, where the mint mark was impressed more than once due to slight misalignment during production, producing a doubled or shadowed appearance, and while a repunched mint mark might seem minor in isolation, when combined with doubling, off-center strikes, and die cracks, it contributes to a coin that is extraordinarily unique in multiple dimensions, making it a must-have for collectors who specialize in modern era coins, and grading is a pivotal factor in establishing the coin's value, as professional grading services like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins for strike quality, surface preservation, error prominence, and overall eye appeal, and a 1994 penny with pronounced doubling, extreme off-centering, clear die cracks, and a repunched mint mark in pristine condition can achieve the highest grades, which in turn dramatically boosts its market value, sometimes reaching the multi-million-dollar range, and it is essential to understand that the 1994 penny's extraordinary value is not simply due to errors themselves but also because of the broader historical and production context, as 1994 was a year of high-volume minting with modern machinery, making these errors extremely rare survivors, and their scarcity in circulation or in collection significantly enhances their desirability, creating a market dynamic where competition among collectors and investors drives prices ever higher. And the 1994 Lincoln cent also exemplifies the fascinating interplay between human oversight and mechanical precision, as coin production involves multiple stages: die creation, hub transfer, blank preparation, annealing, striking, and inspection, each of which offers opportunities for minor deviations, and when these deviations coincide in a single coin, the result is an artifact that embodies both the unpredictability of mechanical processes and the uniqueness of chance, which is precisely what makes these coins so compelling, because each specimen tells a story of production, error, and survival over decades, and beyond the technical and historical factors, collector psychology plays a major role, as the thrill of discovering a coin that combines multiple rare errors, doubling, off-center strike, die cracks, and repunched mint mark, fuels intense competition and desire. And this excitement is amplified by the narrative of finding such a coin in circulation, through inherited collections, or via meticulous searching of rolls, creating a sense of adventure, luck, and personal achievement that adds intangible value to the tangible coin itself. Furthermore, the 1994 penny holds a significant position within the broader Lincoln cent series, where collectors often aim to complete comprehensive error sets, documenting each year and mint mark with known variations. And the dramatic multi-error composition of the 1994 cent makes it a cornerstone piece, often highlighted in numismatic literature as a prime example of how modern coins can achieve extraordinary valuations, demonstrating that even in recent decades, errors can create coins of immense financial and historical significance, and the technical understanding behind these anomalies is equally fascinating, as the combination of double die obverse, off-center strike, die cracks, and repunched mint marks illustrates the complex interplay of die alignment, hub impressions, planchet positioning, striking pressure, and quality control, highlighting how multiple small deviations can converge to create a single coin of extreme rarity and visual appeal, and the discovery of these coins continues to inspire both collectors and numismatists, as each new specimen adds to the collective understanding of modern minting errors, contributes to provenance and documentation, and reinforces the multi-million-dollar valuation of the most extraordinary examples, while also reminding collectors that even in an era of automated precision, chance and human oversight can produce coins of exceptional uniqueness. And beyond the financial and technical considerations, owning a 1994 penny with multiple errors provides collectors with a tangible connection to history, a chance to study the visual anomalies of minting processes firsthand, and the thrill of possessing a coin that is both a mechanical curiosity and a highly prized collectible, as examining the bold doubling on Liberty, the dramatically off center strike, the intricate patterns of die cracks, and the subtle doubling of the repunched mint mark offers a multidimensional experience that is both intellectually stimulating and emotionally rewarding, and as the market for these coins continues to evolve, with new discoveries, auction results, grading updates, and private sales, the legend of the 1994 Lincoln cent grows, illustrating how rarity, condition, visual impact, historical context, and market demand converge to transform a humble 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure, capturing the imagination of collectors, investors, and numismatic enthusiasts alike, and the 1994 penny serves as a testament to how mistakes in the minting process, when combined with scarcity and aesthetic appeal, can create coins of lasting value and fascination, demonstrating that even in the modern era, the tiniest deviations from perfection can produce the most extraordinary rewards, making the 1994 Lincoln cent not just a piece of currency but a legendary artifact whose $6 million valuation is a direct result of its unique errors, historical significance, and the intense desire of collectors to own one of the most remarkable modern era coins ever produced. And as collectors continue to explore, study, and compete for these coins, the story of the 1994 penny will remain an enduring example of how modern coins, even those from recent decades, can achieve legendary status when errors. Last 2020 D1 cent coin, collectors, numismatists, and enthusiasts from around the world to another fascinating and detailed exploration into the incredible universe of rare coins and astonishing minting errors. Today we are going to delve deeply into one of the most extraordinary and valuable modern American coins, the 2020 D Lincoln cent, which, despite being minted in a year still fresh in the collective memory and intended to circulate as a standard 1-cent coin, has reached valuations as high as $4 million due to a combination of rare errors, mechanical anomalies, and unique production circumstances that make it highly sought after by collectors and investors alike. And while it might seem almost unimaginable that a coin with a face value of only 1 cent could command such an astronomical sum, once we examine the precise nature of the errors, the historical context of its production, the rarity of surviving specimens, and the complex interplay of market demand and collector psychology, it becomes clear why the 2020 D Lincoln cent has become a legend in the modern numismatic world. So let us begin by understanding the minting environment of 2020, a year that posed unique challenges for the United States Mint due to adjustments in production schedules, supply chain constraints, and changes in quality control procedures, all of which inadvertently increased the probability of rare anomalies appearing in coins from this year. And despite the minting of hundreds of millions of pennies across both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, certain 2020 D coins emerged with visually striking and technically significant errors that elevated them from ordinary circulation coins to extraordinary collectibles. And the first and most prominent of these errors is the double die obverse, or DDO, an error in which the coin die was unintentionally impressed more than once during production, slightly misaligned between impressions, resulting in a duplication of design elements on the obverse of the coin. And on the 2020 D penny, this doubling is especially noticeable on the inscriptions, Liberty, the date, 2020, and the motto, In God We Trust, producing a dramatic visual effect that is immediately recognizable even to the untrained eye. And double die errors are significant because they result from a rare misalignment during the hubbing process, which is supposed to transfer the design onto the die perfectly, yet when the die receives a slightly shifted second impression, every coin struck from that die will carry the doubled image. And the most dramatic examples of the 2020 D penny exhibit bold doubling that makes the coin appear almost surreal, instantly attracting the attention of collectors and professional graders. But the double die obverse is only one aspect of what makes the 2020 D Lincoln cent so valuable. Another critical factor is the off-center strike, which occurs when the coin blank, or planchet, is not correctly positioned in the coining press at the moment of striking, causing part of the design to be missing and leaving a blank portion of the coin's surface exposed. And the degree of off-centering can vary from minor misalignment to extreme cases where a significant portion of Lincoln's profile and inscriptions are absent. And for the 2020 D penny, certain coins have been documented with off-center strikes exceeding 35 to 40%, an extraordinarily rare occurrence in modern minting due to the automated quality control systems designed to detect and reject misaligned coins. And when this extreme off-centering coincides with a pronounced double die obverse, the coin becomes a multi-error specimen, visually striking, highly unusual, and nearly impossible to replicate under current minting standards. Furthermore, some 2020 D pennies exhibit die cracks and die breaks, small raised lines or fissures on the surface of the coin caused by fractures in the die from repeated use. And while die cracks are fairly common on older coins, their occurrence on a modern penny that also exhibits double die obverse and extreme off-center strikes makes the coin exceedingly rare, as it combines multiple layers of error that are visually distinct and technically significant. And to add to the uniqueness, certain 2020 D pennies show repunched mint marks, where the D for Denver was struck more than once during the minting process, leaving a faint shadow or doubling of the mint mark itself. And while a repunched mint mark may seem minor in isolation, when combined with other anomalies such as double die obverse, off-center strike, and die cracks, it creates a coin that is exceptionally unique in multiple dimensions, and this combination of errors dramatically enhances its rarity and market value. In addition to these technical anomalies, the condition of the coin is a critical factor in determining its ultimate value, as professional grading services such as PCGS and NGC assess coins based on strike quality, preservation of surfaces, visibility of errors, and overall eye appeal, and a 2020 D penny exhibiting extreme doubling, significant off-center strike, prominent die cracks, and a repunched mint mark in pristine condition can achieve top-tier grades, pushing its auction and private sale value into the multi-million-dollar range. And the rarity of these high-grade error coins is compounded by the fact that the majority of 2020 D pennies were circulated or stored without incident, meaning only a handful of specimens survive with all of these errors fully intact and in excellent condition, further driving demand among collectors, investors, and institutions seeking to acquire one of these modern numismatic rarities. Moreover, the market dynamics surrounding the 2020 D penny are influenced not just by technical errors but also by collector psychology, as the thrill of discovering a coin that combines multiple dramatic errors, visual appeal, and rarity creates intense competition in auctions and private sales, often resulting in bidding wars where the final price far exceeds initial expectations, and these coins are highly sought after not only for their potential financial appreciation but also for their historical and educational value, as they provide a tangible example of how mechanical and human factors in modern minting can produce rare and valuable anomalies. And beyond market and collector considerations, provenance and authentication play a pivotal role, as coins that are certified, documented, and have clear auction or sale histories gain credibility, ensuring that valuations are recognized as legitimate and helping to establish the rarity of the most extraordinary specimens, and this creates a feedback loop where verified authenticity, scarcity, and documented condition reinforce each other, further solidifying the multi-million-dollar valuation of the 2020 D penny, and the coin's value is also enhanced by its place within the broader Lincoln Cent series, where collectors often aim to complete error coin sets, documenting each year and mint mark with known variations, and the 2020 D penny, with its combination of pronounced double die obverse, extreme off-center strike, die cracks, and repunched mint mark, becomes a cornerstone piece within these collections, highlighted in numismatic literature as one of the most significant modern error coins, demonstrating that even in an era of highly automated, mass production, errors can occur that rival the rarity and value of historical coins, and it is important to consider the technical processes that lead to these errors, as coin production involves multiple stages including die creation, hub transfer, planchet blanking, annealing, striking, and inspection, and each of these stages presents an opportunity for slight deviations, which when coinciding in a single coin can produce a truly remarkable specimen, representing the convergence of human oversight, mechanical unpredictability, and chance, and this unpredictability is part of what makes collecting error coins such a compelling and intellectually engaging pursuit, as each coin is a miniature historical artifact that tells a story about the minting process, the technology of the era, and the chance circumstances that led to its creation, and beyond the technical, historical, and market considerations. Owning a 2020 D penny with multiple errors provides collectors with a unique emotional and educational experience, as examining the doubled inscriptions on Liberty, the dramatic off-center strike that partially obscures Lincoln's profile, the intricate patterns of die cracks, and the subtle doubling of the repunched mint mark offers a multi-layered insight into modern minting processes, human and mechanical fallibility, and the rarity of surviving error specimens. And this emotional connection enhances the perceived value of the coin, as collectors not only invest financially but also emotionally and intellectually in the story of the coin, and as the market for these coins continues to evolve, with new discoveries, auction records, grading updates, and private sales, the legend of the 2020 D Lincoln Cent grows, illustrating how rarity, condition, visual impact, historical context, and collector demand can converge to transform a humble 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure, capturing the imagination of collectors, investors, and numismatic enthusiasts worldwide. And the 2020 D penny serves as a testament to the extraordinary possibilities that can arise even in modern coin production, demonstrating that the tiniest deviations from perfection can create coins of lasting financial, historical, and educational significance, making the 2020 D Lincoln Cent not just a piece of currency but a legendary artifact, a coveted collectible, a study in mechanical and human error, and a symbol of how chance